Wind up is the first feel I want you to have. The wind up starts from the ground, but in essence, it's this spiral factor. And you know, the spiral swing has been talked a lot by Pete Cowan over the years, and tons of golfers have talked about it a long time ago. Golfers from 100 odd years ago talked about this spiral action, this wind up, this twisting. It's not about turning, it's about winding up. So we want our sort of shoulders, as it were, this plane that we see, instead of moving this way so much, we want to feel it going this way. So it's more tilting down. Now we don't want to just dip the shoulders this way, because that creates a bit of a reverse tilt. We need it to be a wind up. So the feeling is that my right hip is going up, my core is winding up, and my chest is moving up this way. I'm coiling up and I'm staying centered as if there's a flagpole all the way through my head, outside my backside. I'm winding up this way. But here's the thing, I'm not just winding up my upper body, okay? I'm not staying passive with my legs. I'm applying pressure into the ground, into my thighs, and it's like an expansion. I'm feeling this movement. It's like down and up at the same time. I'm applying pressure into my foot, but winding up. And here's the extra little piece. Once we've got that pressure loaded, we are wound up. People say in my other videos where I'm saying don't turn, well, your shoulders are still turning. They might look like they're normal, but that's the point. I'm not trying to get them over here. I'm not trying to move my shoulders. I am just allowing them to follow the rest of my wind-up action. The length of club dictates how we swing. It affects the plane that we have, how round it is, how much downswing and angle of attack we get into the ball. The length of club changes that. But a little trick that Tommy Fleetwood does specifically is he grips down every single club. He does it with drivers as well to give him that much more control. But gripping down it here by just an inch or two does a multitude of good things. It's going to help you feel more control for one thing. But the most effectiveness it has is to help you avoid the swing faults of sort of lifting up or early extending. How can it possibly do that? Well, it encourages you, if I exaggerate here, okay? If I'm standing up really tall and I'm at the top of the club, so just humor me for a minute. I'm further up this way. So then I try and make some room, and suddenly now my arms are all bunched up. I'm a little bit awkward. I'm too far from the ball. So my swing, my plane can get a little bit too sort of flat as I try and wind up here. Because I'm leaning back and I'm on my heels a little bit, it's very easy for me to turn and move back this way, so then I have to overcompensate and move back down. But gripping down it, okay, again I'm going to exaggerate, and keeping my feet in the same place is going to help me move my chest over the ball. Why is this good? Because with an iron, we want our swing to be a little bit more vertical, shall we say. We want it to feel a little bit more like our pivot, and our tilt with our body is on top of the ball a little bit more. And the downswing, we want to feel like the chest is on top of the ball and we can accelerate through. We don't want to be leaning back too much here. We don't want to be trying to flip it and rescue it because we're too high. The hands are too high. We want the hands to be lower, and we want to work the club through that way. That's going to have much more structure through the ball, but it's very difficult when you don't have the right angles from the start. You have to overcompensate. So try this. Take a leaf out of Tommy Fleetwood's book and grip down a couple of inches. I'm not telling you to swing like Jim Furyk, who brings it out this way and brings it very close here. But he is one of the most consistent golfers, irons and driver. But I wanted to just share a thing that you could try to give you a bit more confidence as you swing through. So you can grip down it, okay? But what you can either add or replace with, let's say this is your normal setup here. We've got the weight in the balls of the feet, our knees over the balls of the feet here. We're nice and balanced and poised. let's say this is my regular setup, okay? What I want you to do is stand a couple of inches further. So I'm just shimmying a bit further. So what's going to happen now, my arms are hanging very much below me. It almost feels like I'm pretty close to my thighs here. And what that's going to do, without even trying to adjust my swing, what it's going to do is encourage me to make sure that I don't lose my posture too much. It's going to make sure that I stay down on my shot and basically stay connected as I swing through. Again, exaggerating, if I'm too far away, it's easy for me to flip the hands, early extend that way. If I'm close and on top of it, it's going to make sure for me just to make contact. I have to clear my hips out the way. I have to stay down on top of it and release through here. I can't even really make contact if I exaggerate it. If I'm especially close to the ball, I have to shallow, allow my hands to come close to my thighs and then swing through. What you'll find is harnessing this minute kind of take on a Jim Furyk. It's going to have this feeling of everything being a bit more connected and on top of you. It's not going to feel like your arms are kind of wailing around separate to what your body is doing. Doesn't mean we're rigid, doesn't mean we clamp everything in, but that's what we're after. We're after just something that moves the needle, that does a few other things that benefit you. Standing closer is not going to work for every single shot, but if you find that you're a bit wayward and you're trying to do a little bit too much, standing a couple of inches closer, and you can grip down it, but doing this is going to make sure that as you swing, you're going to keep that room. You're going to accelerate through and stay on top of it. And it's not really doing anything different apart from the setup, which is going to make you do different things as you hit the ball. And that's the beauty of it. Just by doing that tweak, you'll have a different sensation. Your swing will move slightly differently. And when you get what that feels like and what that strike feels like, you can start figuring out a little bit of yourself to maybe move further back. Maybe just gripping down it is going to help you. But both of those are going to give you more consistent strikes with the irons. Now, if you want to hit better drives without forcing it, I want you to check out this video. It's going to help you a lot. I'll see you next time.